All right, welcome back to Serious Chess, or if you've never been here before, then welcome. Um, this is the channel and the person with the legal name, Serious Chess. I edited in the board with the best moves and evaluation on the left-hand side. I found that if I play an English opening against the Leela Knights odds bot, which would put it about I don't know, it's maybe like 25% more difficult than the leelaqueenodds bot. Two minor pieces usually considered to be worth 6 points of material, whereas the queen is like 10. So definitely, definitely more difficult than the leelaqueenodds bot, but it is not as difficult as Leela missing both bishops or both rooks. So I went back and I looked at a couple old English opening games, and I have had I've been coming extremely close to beating this bot over and over and over again. So he could have taken that pawn, but I suppose he's going to win it either way. And I'm thinking about castling. I do have basically one move where it looks good. The good thing about him taking that pawn is that now the center is open, and so what I can do is I can move the rook to the e1 square, and I'm going to have some very interesting ideas. So if he were to take, then I could, yeah, okay, well, it's too late now. If he had taken my rook, I could have played bishop to d3, and then I could have possibly taken the pawn. With the rook and the bishop could have coordinated to capture that e7 pawn. So now I have to simultaneously defend that square from checkmate, but I'd also like to move my pieces at some point in this game. Haha. And so what I do is I just make this nice little maneuver, knight keeping an eye on the g7 square, and now he finally does scoop up my rook, and now he can take that pawn with his, and he's looking good. So I think I find just about the only move there, looking nice. Now I can put him in check, but I go for that first, and I think now I'm going to put him in check. So otherwise it just kind of looks like I'm going to lose that pawn. So looks like I go for his pawn first. So let's go. Oh, yeah. So this is it's getting a little. It's making me nervous. Okay, it's making me nervous. So after I show this game, I will be going and presenting the second instance of a very fun game that you will be allowed to play if I'm nice, and I think I will be. The game is called Me or a Grandmaster. So you'll see two games side by side, and you'll have to guess, is one of them me and one of them a grandmaster, or maybe both are me, or maybe both are grandmasters. You'll have to take part in the game to just see exactly who played which games and how fun it is. It's so fun. So now I can move this bishop back, and then my light squared bishop can take his pawn. Am I going to find it? Apparently, for some reason, no. I guess not. Yes, I do find it. Okay, hurrah. So now he takes there. That's no surprise. He could have taken that pawn right away, but he doesn't. He wants to queen. So now I believe I make a terrible mistake here and capture the pawn, which is an understandable idea, idea. Now he's going to win a piece no matter what I do, but as you can see by the evaluation bar, I still have a dub. So a victory, a W, a win. That's it, a win. I still have a win according to the engine. He's going to swing up and around, and now I just make this silly mistake. I think I was under the impression that there was a pawn on the third rank, So I should have been able to capture that, but yeah. So now we both have two pieces. He happens to have two rooks. I've got a rook and a bishop, and he's about to take out my pawn. So once he does that, the evaluation should go from saying that the game might be a draw to saying that the game is over. Over. And Leela finding a very nice tactic right here where I thought, maybe I can get my pieces involved. Also put my rook on a square that the bishop is defending it. He immediately takes advantage of that and wins a pawn. And so now I've got a bishop. He's got a rook. He's got a rook. Hey, 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 hey. And if there's a way to draw this game, I sure don't know what it is. So I'm going to step back very slowly, sort of like that scene in Austin Powers when the guy gets, he walks the steamroller thing. That's funny. Yeah. So I've been reviewing various things, and there's nothing I can do here. I'm going to lose. So I've got one more game coming up. I wanted to, before I go to the fun game of me or a GM times 3, I wanted to quickly discuss, there were some comments that I read about myself that were real old. So this is something I've been meaning to do for a long time, but my visibility on all social media platforms is limited or non-existent. So I think I'm going to move the dark sword bishop out and elicit this this f6 move, which I recommend. I highly recommend it. It's so good. A long time ago, there were people that were I believe that the people who insinuated that I was not playing fairly were being disingenuous. The way that I used to conduct myself during live streams, I would often be doing like ridiculous things, like playing multiple games at the same time, which, in all fairness, that actually could be a reason that one of the websites thought I wasn't playing fairly, is because I was going back and forth between two windows. But if they had watched my stream, they certainly would have known what I was doing. So all things being equal, I don't think that people actually believed that I wasn't playing fairly. I think that they were trying to bait me and make me upset, because I think that they are, I think that a lot of them are honestly just kids. And so when they'd say things like, "Oh, is this satire?" I knew that they were. I knew that they weren't. They weren't telling the truth. So, but the most common thing that I saw by far, like the most common comment on the extremely rare occasions when somebody bothered to dignify my response, and it would almost always be in relation to the idea that that all of my articles that I'd written on lichess were censored. And that all of my communications in perpetuity, so meaning for the rest of the world as it exists right now, pending a zombie apocalypse, in other words, pending a zombie apocalypse, I will never be allowed to write a comment on the lichess forums ever again. And not that it's a thing that I'm super hyped to do, but I think I should. I think I mean, it's a hot take, but I think I should probably be allowed to. So when I was looking at what people had to say, like, how can people justify me being banned forever when I've literally never cheated on lichess? The most common things were, number one, people would point out that I made a video one time where I said that I had cheated in the past. And anybody who's talking about that, I think probably didn't watch that video, because that is a video that is about how when I got back into chess, I thought that I would be able to learn way faster if I memorized moves as an engine played them. But I didn't do that in competitive rated games. And at no point in my video do I say that I did that in competitive rated games. And the reason for that is because if you had been watching videos on my channel at that time, you would have repeatedly heard me say that that was not something that I ever did. And it was not something that I ever did. I didn't do that. So the thing was about and me having taken notes from a chess.com streamer's video. That's what it was about, and that's what it was always about. That's what I always said it was about, and there shouldn't be any confusion on that one. So I couldn't stop him from winning a couple of my pawns there, but I took those. So yeah, so number one, well, he admitted to cheating, so I guess he once a cheater, always a cheater. Well, I mean, if that's, that blunder was just devastating. That was one of those things where it was like I looked at the one other square it could go to, and I saw that that his bishop would be able to take it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to this square instead, and I didn't stop and think about it. So yeah, if people are saying like once a cheater, always a cheater, because people who cheat at things have a bad character and they do things that are immoral. Well, I'm the only, like, between myself and all of the, oh man, what a great move he finds. Between myself and like all of the partners that I've had in long distance relationships, I'm the one that never cheated on anybody. I've never cheated. It's just unfortunately, yeah, I actually ran out of time on that one. So if cheating versus not cheating is a thing about personal code of conduct, then I am the most honest person in the history of civilization. And I mean, like, I didn't, I didn't have to say that I cheated. I did it for the reason that I said I tried to learn in a way. I basically said I tried to learn in a way that would be considered cheating if you were playing competitive games. Um, I was doing it on an account that never made it over 800, I don't think. And the moral of the story was I got worse in the short amount of time that I tried to learn. I tried to memorize what engines played in certain openings. And so I stopped doing what I was doing. I joined a bunch of chess streams. First, and the first one I subscribed to, and the last one I unsubscribed to, was Ben Feingold. And so if you look at when I joined Ben Feingold's community, that signaled probably the last time that I ever played a game for fun, like against a robot, where I used an engine, not to win with, but to try to learn better with. It doesn't work. That's the whole point of the video. And I feel like the chess community would be in a better place if people knew that. So I guess the thing that I'd like from people at this point is for somebody to talk to me, because if, like, maybe people are just confused, and I wouldn't blame somebody for thinking that they don't really have the time to sit and watch a YouTube video on a page that has like 50 subscribers. All right, so Mirror GM, let me know what you think. Column A or column B? So this is round one. Put your guesses in. We are going to go. right now. And so just take a look at this last one. You can look for whatever kind of thing you think would give it away that it's me, or if it's a grandmaster. It's the grandmaster who won the last title at Bullet Arena. So one of the top GMs, and he's playing other title players in the games that I included. So that was a GM on the left, and this here is me on the right. This here is me on the right. So we get a stalemate there. Very nice game. All right, so we got round two. So I feel like I could move on with chess, with what's happened to me in the world of chess, kind of no matter what, if one thing were provided, and that one thing would be that I would like someone to come and I would like someone to explain to me what happened and why did people think that this was something that was okay to do to a person. So like one of the biggest examples I'm talking about, and I've never filed a formal complaint because I feel like if I did that against somebody in the world of chess, the likelihood would be that I would be doing a disservice because the people who are really involved in local chess are the people who are teaching students, the people who are running chess camps, the people who are helping out parents, or making visits to schools, or all those things. I don't want to like make a bunch of people upset by taking away their favorite chess coach. Like that's not what I want to do. That's not what it's about at all. But when I played the State Blitz tournament, I was gonna play it the year before, and then I had a very unusual medical situation. So I wasn't able to play that year, but the next year I was able to play. And when I went there, I wrote down my results, and then when I got my results back, it had me listed as winning one fewer game than I won, which doesn't sound like a big deal, except that if I had won that game, if I'd gotten credit for that game, then I would have tied in first place for the winner of the unrated section. And so I emailed somebody. I have no idea who I emailed. I don't know if I emailed a tournament director or someone involved with USCF. I have no idea. But I emailed somebody and I said, the order of my opponents is wrong, and one of these players I didn't play, and I'll tell you who when I find out. And I got a response from them that said those games were both me. I got a response from whoever I sent it to saying, "We will not change your game results." And I said, "Okay." I mean, you could read it in the tone of me going, "Okay," or whatever, you have the wrong opponent, whatever. Maybe they thought I was angry. That's the point. But I wasn't. I was just like, oh, no, I'm just trying to help out. I was trying to help because I have the information with me. And I thought probably somebody would have mentioned it as well. So they had me, they wrote that I played, I assume it was a mistake. They wrote that I played an 800 USCF player in one of the last rounds, and I actually played a 1500 USCF rated player, and that was if I had played the 800 player, I would have won both games, and I would have just flat out won, no tie. I would have won the section. But I won a game and I lost a game against that guy. And so I emailed one more time and I said, I found definitive proof of who it was. And they said, we've already investigated the situation and your scorecard will not be changed. Please stop contacting us. So More about my antics in chess tournamentville next time. This is some serious chess.